Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to my fellow audience. My name is Nurul Hashima Binti Idris from TNB Research. Today I would like to present the finding of my research. The title is Macroinvertebrates Checklist in River Intakes of Pergao Lake, Jali, Kelantan. What is macroinvertebrates? Macroinvertebrates, or known as benthos, is animal without backbone with has size larger than 1/2 mm that lives in benthic zone of water body. Acts as important link in the food chains in aquatics environments. The presence of aquatic insects ensures the continuity of the fish population in the lake. This study aimed to determine the diversity of aquatics insects in selected rivers intakes of Pergao Lake and to update of macroinvertebrates checklist. Suhaila et al. 2017 has done a study in the area and collected some specimens of macroinvertebrates. The sampling was undertaken on 28 October until 3 November 2019. Macroinvertebrates were collected from 8 selected river intakes: Sungai Pergao, Sungai Long 1, Sungai Long 2, Sungai Renyok 1, Sungai Renyok 2, Sungai Renyok 3, Sungai Suda and Sungai Terang. 6 replicates were collected from each site, 3 replicates at upstream and 3 replicates at downstream. Aquatic D-frame net was used to collect benthic macroinvertebrates, which is considered to be more suitable for shallow water. The content was poured into a sieve for screening of benthic macroinvertebrates and remove foreign substances that are not needed. Collected samples, debris and other materials were washed and rinsed through 200 micrometers pore size sieve, and retained materials were then transferred into plastic bag. The samples then were preserved with 5% ethanol for temporary preservation. In the laboratory, samples were then washed with tap water and then identified to the family level according to Pennack 1953 and Thorpe and Kovic 1991. Habitat assessment was conducted during the sampling through eye vision. All necessary characteristics such as water color, substrate types and canopy cover were recorded in the habitat assessment form. A total of 53 genera and 34 families from 9 different order of benthic macroinvertebrates, namely Ephemeroptera, Odonata, Plecoptera, Hemiptera, Coleoptera, Trichoptera, Diptera, Decapoda, and Lepidoptera were recorded from all 8 sampling points. Ephemeroptera, Plecoptera and Trichoptera, also known as EPT, can only be found in non-polluted water bodies. As shown in table, EPT had been recorded at all sampling points. Sungai Renyok 2 recorded the most number of genera, identified with 29 genera. The difference in number of genera in Sungai Renyok 2 compared to the other rivers may be due to the difference in availability of food, habitat preferences and adaptations at that area. The least number of genera identified recorded on Sungai Suda with 16 genera. This was believed due to surrounding environment, which were less canopy covered and sandy substrate river composition. River with open canopies had lower production of certain insects group compared with rivers in forested areas. Both Sungai Renyok 2 and Sungai Long 2 reported 5 genera of Ephemeroptera. 4 sampling points, Sungai Terang, Sungai Renyok 2, Sungai Long 1 and Sungai Long 2 showed same number of genera, 2 genera of Odonata, while in the other side, no genera of Odonata was found at Sungai Renyok 3. Sungai Pergao was reported with 4 genera of Plecoptera. Order Hemiptera was reported the greatest in Sungai Long 1 with 4 genera. No Hemiptera found at Sungai Renyok 1, Sungai Renyok 3 and Sungai Pergao. Sungai Renyok 2 recorded mostly found for order Coleoptera and Diptera. Trichoptera was mostly found at Sungai Long 2 with 8 genera. Order Decapoda only been found at Sungai Renyok 3 and Order Lepidoptera only been found at Sungai Suda and Sungai Long 1. These 2 orders had the least genera, only 1 genera. The most diverse order was Trichoptera with 15 genera recorded, while Decapoda and Lepidoptera had the least genera detected with 1 genus, respectively. In all selected rivers, Napus order Coleoptera, Chironomi and Simulium order Diptera and Hydropsyche order Trichoptera most abundance, followed by Bites, Platybetis and Thalerospirus, all from same order Ephemeroptera. Those 4 orders dominated all the rivers due to food availability and variety of substrates in rivers. Table showed river necessary characteristics based on field observation. There is no exactly % for canopy cover since no detailed study done on forest gap. Changes in water quality, including hydrological, physical and chemical aspects of the rivers results different rivers recorded slightly different diversity of aquatic insects. The previous study of Purgao Valley done by Suhaila et al. 2017 at 7 sampling points reported 7 orders, 46 families and 72 genera. This current study had added 2 more sampling points at Sungai Renyok 1 and Sungai Purgao, and excluded Sungai Kalai as had been sampled in previous study. 2 more orders discovered during current study were Decapoda and Lepidoptera. For order Coleoptera and Diptera, both order reported 4 new genera. 3 new discovered genera compared to previous study recorded for Ephemeroptera and Odonata respectively. The composition of aquatic insects were different at all selected rivers. Sungai Renyok 2 reported the greatest diversity of aquatic insect taxa with 29 genera. Order Trichoptera record the highest number of diversity with 15 genera, followed with 9 genera from order Coleoptera and Ephemeroptera with 8 genera in all selected rivers. In general, all selected rivers was suitable for aquatic insects community with averagely considered as good quality and non-impacted river. This was strengthened by the existence of order namely Ephemeroptera, Plecoptera and Trichoptera (EPT). The sampling was done during Purgao Scientific Expedition 2019 organized by TNB Research. We are very thankful to all team member for the support during this study. Thank you.